This is a fast video to show you about chunking the trunk. It's another way of subtracting when you're barring across a zero. So I'm going to start with the red problem over here. And I'm trying to subtract 5 from 4, and I don't have enough, so the 4 runs over to his neighbor, who's 0, so he can't borrow from him. So the 0 runs over to 7, borrows from the 7, makes him 6, 0 becomes 10. Still can't do 4 minus 4 yet because the 4 hasn't borrowed, so he runs back to the 10, borrows from him, makes him 9. And the 4, we take that 10 he borrows, put right in front to make it 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 6 minus 3 is 3. This is a slightly different version of the same exact problem called chunk in the trunk. So again, I can't do 4 minus 5. So I'm going to put this chunk of a number in front of the 4 in a trunk. So now the 4 is coming over to borrow from the entire trunk. So 70, if I borrow from him, he becomes 69. And the 10 I borrowed goes in front of the 4 again, just like always. So now I got 14 minus 5 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 6 minus 3 is 3. Basically, it's doing the same thing. If you notice, you got this part and this part ends up on top. It's just we save a little bit of a step. Works really, really nice if there's a 0 in the middle. Otherwise, it may be just as good to just keep going one step at a time. So let's try a couple more. I got 0 minus 8. Cannot do that. So I'm going to come over and make my chunk in the trunk. I have 60, so 0 borrows from 60, makes him 59. 0 goes to 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. Let's try this one. 0 minus 7, cannot do, so the 0 comes to borrow from the 2. I'm still going to do chunk in the trunk. And this 82 is now going to become 81. He's going to become 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. And now we have this problem that happens sometimes when you do chunk in the trunk, because I can't do 1 minus 7. So the 1's going to need to come borrow from the 8, make him a 7, and he goes to 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. 7 minus 7 is nothing, so I just end up with 43. Sometimes that happens when you're doing chunk in the trunk, and it basically ends up just like how we traditionally did with the standard algorithm. 0 minus 2 can't do, so I'm going to come over and borrow. Put the 57 in the trunk. I borrow 1 from 57, he becomes 56. He goes to 10. I've got an 8. 6 minus 3 is 3, and 5 minus 4 is 1. See how it works with some money. So you paid for something with a $5 bill, and it costs $2.46. We're trying to find your change. Works exactly the same. I can't do 0 minus 6. So I'm going to put this right here in my trunk. Don't worry about the decimal point. We'll take care of it right at the end. So I'm really just borrowing from 50, which will become 49. And he becomes 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then my decimal point should line up like buttons on a shirt. And he got $2.54 back. Let's try one more with money. This time we got a $20 bill. And we're buying something that costs $12.75. So can I do 0 minus 5? Nope. I'm going to have to come all the way over here and put 3 numbers in my trunk. I have a big chunk in my trunk. 200. If I borrow 1 from 200, it's going down to 199. And the 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. And my decimal point's like buttons on the shirt. You got $7.25.